Peace and love, family. Welcome to another powerful discussion with your sister, Dr. Maat. Family, I know it's been a minute. Y'all like, where has this sister been, man? I've been all over the place. I've been all over the place, family. And when I say all over the place, really just working and grinding for our people. And so one of the camps, this summer I was involved with the deployment of 7 camps. And the last camp ended on August the 3rd. Shout out to the Asafo training camp and the Agoji training camp. And so that ended on August the 3rd. And after that, family, after that is like the following week, I had to go back to work. Literally, the following week, I went back to work. I was swamped with faculty meetings all day for 3 days in a row. And then after that, I had to prepare to go back to school. School starts up tomorrow. And so I had to get that stuff squared away. So that's why you haven't seen me. That's why I've been MIA. But a lot of stuff has been going on in these social media streets. And so we're going to address that. But before we do, family, I want to start off, and I know that I'm going to get a copyright strike. I know I'm going to get a copyright strike for playing this song. So I'm going to play it. But then, of course, once it's uploaded to YouTube, I'm going to have to go in and chop it out. But that's okay. And I want to play this because right now, and I'm thinking about a lot of men in my life. I'm thinking about my father. I'm thinking about my uncle, peace be upon his soul, who became an ancestor in 2015, my Uncle Melvin, Bishmi Allah Rahim. I'm thinking about my uncles that I just saw a few minutes ago, my Uncle Buddy, my Uncle Jimmy. And I'm thinking about Mr. Wayne, one of our church members, thinking about him, man, and just how they're so affirming. They saw me and my uncle said, hey, beautiful, hey, girl, are you looking good? You got your hair done. And I really, really love and adore the men in my life. I really do. My Uncle Bishmillah Rahim, he was the first man to tell me that I was a black queen when I was a young child. I didn't even know what the hell that was. But as a young kid, and I'm talking about in my single digits, he was the first person to say, you are a black queen. And when I was young, he used to call me pretty, 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 pretty. You such a beautiful, look at you, pretty, pretty. You are a black queen. And so I just want to play this song, thinking about them, thinking about my son, Jalen, thinking about my son, Harvey, thinking about all of the men in my life. So let's start off with that, and then we'll jump into tonight's topic. Ashe, here we go, y'all. Beginning, thinking about all the men in my life. Peace to all of my thinkers. Hold on, let me put these headphones on. Shoot, I got these locks. My Barbie doll, my big burrow twist. But peace to all of my thinkers, truth speakers, and truth seekers. I don't even know if this thing gonna fit on my head. So I might have to rock off like this today, family. I don't even think my headphones are gonna fit. So I'm gonna have to rock it like this because I got my big burrow twisted and I'm not taking it out. You all know how Black women are about our hairdos. You already know how we are about our hairdos. So peace to the family, peace to the family. I'm trying to go live on IG. They were giving me some issues, and so I should be good to go. Peace to my family that's joining on IG. I see the My Audience families in the building. Peace to you, Mama Cynthia Rose. I see you. I see you, Baba Terrence. Peace and love to you. I see the Queen Mother Virgo Venom is in the building. I see you, Brother Rob. Brother Rob said, yeah, nice title. He said, it's true. He said they are all done sold out. That's right, Brother Rob. Brother Rob, Al Banks is in the building. He said, peace, love, and light to the people. And I see Amin Isam is in the building. He said, Hotep, Queen Mother, Hotep to you, family. I see D is in the building. D said, good day, family, and peace to the family. I see, is that Bolu or Belu? I need glasses. Belu is in the building. Peace and love to you. And I see my brother from the Togo. He said, be strong, our powerful queen. Will do, my brother. Peace and love. Peace and love. All right, so let's hop into it, family. You see the title for today. You see the title, Black celebrities are showing you who they are. Black celebrities are showing you who they are. And you might say, well, why is Dr. Maat talking about this? Black celebrity stuff. Why is she talking about this? I'm talking about this because as of lately, ever since Kamala, announced that she was running for president and she became the Democratic nomination or nominee, as I should say, and she had her kickoff campaign in Atlanta, and then her and Tim Walz, they were just, I believe, in Pennsylvania or Minnesota. I forgot where they were. You got to tell me in the chat. But they just did their kickoff, their campaign together. They had a campaign rally together maybe about a week or so ago. And there have been like, a lot of attacks on Kamala. There's been a lot of attacks on Trump. There's a lot of attacks on both sides. And for the past couple of weeks, I sat by as I was, of course, deploying these camps. I'm sitting by, I'm tuned in, I'm plugged into social media, of course, and I'm watching so-called, and I want to start saying that, so-called Black celebrities castigate the Black community, the Black community. And some, and don't get it twisted, it's a mixture of perceptions and ideas out there, right? So you have some Black people who are in total support of Kamala, right? They're like, look, we're voting blue no matter who, Kamala's the better candidate, she's more qualified, so you got those Black folks. Then you got some Black folks who are like, I'm voting for Trump, the Democrats haven't done anything for us and they're going the other way. Then you have some Black folks that's kind of like, look, I'm not committed to either party, right? I'm trying to vote my interests, right? And that's kind of where I am. Like, I'm not committed to the Democrats, I'm not committed to the Republicans, right? So you got some Black folks like that. That's kind of like, who is promising tangibles and who do we think are going to deliver tangibles to the Black community. So you have those Black folks, right? And so then you have Black folks who are also, questioning Kamala's Black identity, right? Because they're saying that she's, they're promoting her as a Black woman. And you have people saying she's a Black woman. Does she has Black ancestry? Yes, right? I mean, her grandmother is undoubtedly, a Black woman or was a Black woman. And she is her paternal's grandmother. So her dad's mother. Right, her dad's mom was definitely Black, but her dad looks kind of mixed, right? He's mixed with Indian, and he ended up marrying an Indian woman. So does Kamala have Black ancestry? Absolutely, but does that mean she's a Black woman? See, that's taking it to a different level, right? Like, because by that logic, then you would say that European folks, right? Because you do have Euro-American people who have Black ancestry as well. So by that logic, then we would classify them as Black, right? So it gets a little sticky, gets a little tricky. But anyway, Black celebrities, because Black folks are like, they're calling Kamala to the carpet. They're bringing up her voting record. They're talking about the work that she did in California. They say she locked up, a bunch of Black men. So a bunch of Black men, she locked up a bunch of Black parents. I'm telling you what's going on what's going on in the social media streets. So people are saying that they're questioning her Black identity. So now you have Black celebrities, Black so-called celebrities who are coming out, and they are literally castigating the Black community. Oh, y'all should be voting for Kamala. So you had D.L. Hughley, you had Steve Harvey, you had Rickey Smiley, and they're coming out and they're like going at the Black community right now. And I'm going to play some of those clips for you and we're going to critique them together. But the first clip that I would like to play is a clip by Malcolm X. So let's listen to what Malcolm X had to say about Black celebrities, and then we'll jump into the conversation.
These leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community or over the Black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. And it is an honor, actually, that they endorsed Dr. Martin Luther King and were against the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's actually an honor. Now, when you say that they also, in the same Newsweek poll magazine, I think the pollster said that he went into the Negro community and asked about the Muslims. And many Negroes whom he asked said, well, I never heard of the Muslims. Who are they?
This is the rank and file we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Now, when they got down to the rank and file, this was the answers that they got. This is the equivalent to the situation in Kenya during the Mau Mau uprising, when many frightened whites in Kenya, Africa, would go among the Africans and ask them, what about the Mau Mau? And the African would say, I never heard of them. And the same white man who would ask the African this question and very naively believe what the African said, when he went to bed that night, he would lose his head. And usually the one who took his head was the same African who told him that afternoon he had never heard of the Mau Mau.
Except in the Newsweek poll, they used Negro interviewers.
You'll find that oftentimes Negroes are as much on guard around Negro interviewers, who usually represent the bourgeois element of Negroes, as they are on guard around whites. Usually Negroes know that when this bourgeois Negro walks through the door, he is not doing something that he's initiated himself, but he's involved in something in which the white man is the absolute author of and has sent him to the Negro community for some information. And when they give that Negro some information, usually they give him the information that they want him to take back to the white man, because that's who he's going to take it back to.
Now, I had to play that clip by Malcolm X. I had to play that clip from the Honorable Malcolm X, our brother El Haj Malik Shabazz. And I thought about later on in the clip. So the black celebrities, I named them: D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, Rickey, Smiley. And the part, at the end, towards the end of this clip, he talks about Negro interviewers. I'm thinking about Charlemagne the God on the Breakfast Club, and I'm going to address him as well today. I'll be discussing his Breakfast Club interview with Michael Rubin. He said, you know what, I'm not going to get started because I get triggered every time I talk about it. But we're going to be talking about all of these people today, family, all of these people today. And let's start with Rickey Smiley. Rickey Smiley calls himself going off. It says right here, Rickey Smiley goes TF, the F off, defending Kamala Harris. So let's listen to what Rickey Smiley had to say about defending Kamala Harris. So he's defending Kamala Harris, and he is castigating the black community. He's lambasting the black community for questioning her black identity, for asking her, what is she going to do for us? And so he calls himself castigating the black community. Let's listen to him, and I'll be pausing and I'll be giving my commentary throughout. I've already listened to it, but I was utterly disgusted when I heard it. So he titled this himself. This is what he titled it. Rickey Smiley goes the F off defending Kamala. Here we go.
Are you excited about Tim Walz? I already know the answer to that question.
Always.
What excites you the most about him?
Just that he's just a regular, like he reminds you of your high school principal. He reminds you of your high school football coach, and he was a football coach that led his team to a state championship. And he is just awesome. He's for the people. He stand up for women's rights, and he's a popular governor in the great state of Minnesota, which Trump won in 2016. That state was picked off by.
Now notice he's ignorant. He's saying all of this stuff about him, but he's not telling you that there's a Instagram page called Gays Against Groomers. They outed Tim Watts. Tim Watts is also a part of the agenda. He's also a part of the politicians who want to allow children to be able to perform, they call it gender reassignment without parental consent. But no one's talking about that. Here we go.
Joe Biden, and I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay.
So he's sick of the black people on the internet who's saying I'm not with her. He never questioned why. Why do you have an element of black people saying I'm not with her? But instead, he's sick of them, but he doesn't understand why they're saying what they're saying, right? Here we go.
Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump.
No, that does not mean that because you're not with. You see the games they play? So if you're not in support of Kamala, by default, you are with Trump. See, that's a black and white mentality. There's a such thing as gray, and you may not be with either politician. I know that I'm not. So if I'm not voting for Kamala, you see the games they play. So if you don't vote for Kamala, that means you're voting for Trump by default. No, it doesn't.
Y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like that's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's just garbage.
Can everybody we be united on anything?
Yeah.
Can we be united on anything? Are you serious right now? So if we don't vote for Kamala,
Yeah, can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always
Black
complain.
folks get on my damn nerves, man.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Do you hear this? Do you hear what he's saying, family? And this is the guy that you will go to his shows where he travels and does his stand-ups. People, black folks are in the audience. There's not a lot of white folks. I've seen his stand-up on I forgot if it was on Netflix. This is the one when he had on like the sparkly silver or gray suit. But his shows, black folks go and see him, right? The show I believe he's based in Atlanta. Black people listen to him. He doesn't have a multiracial following. And you hear what he's saying? I'm so sick of black people. Oh, you can't even agree on a bucket of chicken. Listen to what he's saying. And so I'm telling you all, we really need to withdraw our support from folks like him who's talking down on black people, down about black people. Here we go. Listen to him. Listen to him.
And why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because a vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you are definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to.
Now I can vote for who I want to. You hear what he just said? You can vote for who you want to, but if you ain't supporting her, you supporting Donald Trump. There's a such thing as supporting neither. You may be a black person that's like, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't support either. Just because I don't. That's like someone said, well, if you don't vote for Trump, you vote for Kamala. Listen, do you hear what he's saying? He doesn't make sense. And that's why I keep telling people, stop taking your cues from people like that. He's a comedian, man. Rickey Smiley's a comedian. He lacks, he's not a historian. He's not a scholar. He's not, he doesn't have he's not politically educated. He is an expert in making people laugh. Please don't listen to him. Listen to the experts.
Encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
It is a lot of energy like that for Donald Trump. I've been hearing attacks on both sides. So he's trying to act as if, Kamala's the black community is attacking Kamala. That's not true. You had over 44,000 black women who raised over a couple of mil for Kamala. You had black men, 20,000 of them. So let's not act like the whole black community is against Kamala, because that's not the truth. That's far from the truth.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, don't vote for him. It is what it is.
Y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research.
He's not doing real research.
Or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research. You can see what a record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community or things that black.
That part, Tia. Tia said, where is that same energy for the community? That part.
That black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her. Yes. We need to stand with her. She's great. She would make a great president.
Well, what would make her great? Rickey, tell us what would make Kamala great. You're saying she would make a great president. Tell us why. Don't just sit online, tell black folks, if you don't vote for her, you're voting for Trump. You can't stand us, and we can't unify on anything. We can't agree on a bucket of chicken. Oh my God. Tell us what would make her great. Why should we vote for her? Why would she be a great president? And also, while you're having that discussion, talk about the tangibles that will be given to the black community that will push black people ahead, that will advance the black community. That's what I want to know, Rickey.
And what a blessing to be living in a time where a black woman can.
Oh my gosh. And a black woman, Rickey, she's mixed. Rickey, she's mixed. So I guess you're one of those folks that think that if you're mixed, by default, you're black. Not true.
And become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a black man and a black woman.
Oh my God. The black man and the black woman. So now Barack Obama is a black man. Barack Obama is mixed.
Become president. That's unheard of.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Messy. Be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of history.
That's so, it's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these videos and stuff and talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so disrespectful? Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the vice president of the United States of America that's trying to stand up and that's going to possibly pick 2 United States Supreme Court justices or whatever to try to keep the laws in place that Thurgood Marshall and all of the people that have paved the way.
Oh, here come the shaming, y'all. I'm telling you, them boomers, boy, here come the shaming, man. Here come the shamers, man. Here come the boom shaming when it come to voting. You know, somebody died for you to vote. No. They died for us to have, you know, the right, the privilege to vote, right? To cast our vote. People did sacrifice a lot for us to be able to have the privilege. So that means if it's a privilege, I can use it or not use it. Is that correct?
And try to redo and get back into some of this settled law, women's rights to choose, your voting rights, and Brown versus the Board of Education. Do your homework, Black
hold
people.
up. Let me just tell you something right here that could be very historic. And Kay pointed this out to me. If Kamala Harris is elected, she would be sworn in.
She could be sworn
on
in
MLK Day
by the first Black Supreme Court,
and possibly by Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
Does that not give you chills?
Stop it.
Does that not send
Maria?
Just make your whole body vibrate?
Maria,
oh my
I can
gosh.
go deep into that. You got a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated reading in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated into.
What does this mean for Black people? Her getting sworn in on MLK Day, the fact that the Supreme Court Justice, one is an AKA and the other one is Sigma Gamma Rho. What is that going to do to advance Black people in this country? See, we get caught up with titles and symbolism. We get caught up with that. This day, we get caught up with that. Symbolism, not tangibles. We talking tangibles. Black people are tired of the symbolism, the symbolic victories. We want tangibles.
To the damn White House. What's wrong with y'all?
Come on, man.
MLK holiday.
But y'all mad because she ain't talking about reparations.
Who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated?
Come on now.
Come on now. Oh my God,
Game
that just
changer.
gave me chills. That gave me chills.
Game changer, dog.
Game.
Man,
Talk about game.
y'all better come get me off this radio today.
You can keep going. You want to keep going, dog? You want to keep going? Oh, they ain't gonna be mad at you today, Rick.
Hey, man, I don't care. Well, stop me.
Go, dog. Go.
I don't.
Did y'all hear this? And I agree. Shout out to the family on IG that's watching. Jarvis Coleman just said, he said they care more about their fraternities and sororities than Black people as a whole. Ain't that the truth? Martin Luther King was an Alpha Phi Alpha. The Supreme Court Justice, she's Sigma Gamma Rho. And then Kamala is an AKA. I don't respect none of that Greek stuff. Now you're mad. Now y'all mad, ain't you? I don't respect none of that. I would never call myself a Greek. Greeks don't even like you. Read the writings of the Greeks. They called your ancestors dog faces. Called them promiscuous, said that they were ugly. That's what the Greeks said about you. I would never ever call myself a Black Greek and put Greek letters, put them branded on my arm and wear jackets with Greek letters. A whole culture that don't even respect me. They don't even respect you today. I went back in time and talked about what they called your ancestors. I have the writings on my bookshelf. They said they was promiscuous, ugly. They looked like dog. They had dog faces. That's what they said. The Greeks don't even like you. They don't even like you. And y'all walking around with your Greek stuff on, calling yourself Black Greeks. And let me tell you another thing I don't respect since I'm talking about Black Greeks. Check this out. The first fraternity was born on the campus of Cornell. And let me tell you how Alpha Phi Alpha came about. They didn't allow Black men to join their fraternities. So the Black men got together and said that we will create our own. But in creating our own, we emulated what the white boys were doing. Of course, white boys revere Greece. Of course, they revere Greece. Of course. Black man, when you started your damn fraternity, why didn't you look to Kemet? And shout out to my brothers and sisters. There was a group of brothers at Morehouse College who started a fraternity, and everyone like took on the name of Kemet. It was centered around Kemet. Why didn't you make your own fraternity and make it and blackanize it? They did everything the white boys did. They adopted Greek letters. They were doing the hazing like the white boys, all of that stuff. Now, do we add our swag to everything that we involved in? Yeah, we do our, our steps and stuff like that, and we make it ours. You get what I'm saying? Well, we inject that spirit in it. Whatever we do, we bring our spirit with us. But I don't respect anybody running around here, any black person running around here calling themselves a Greek. I don't respect that. I don't respect any black person that's putting Greek symbols on them instead of Kemetic symbols or Dinkra symbols. I don't respect none of that.
I don't care about who get mad. I know I'm right. Exactly. I know I'm right. Y'all need to stop. Do y'all realize Medgar Evers died
here we go.
for voting rights? All these people that have risked their life from slavery up into the civil rights movement, just so we can have an opportunity to do what we do, to do what we can do. We ain't seen nothing like this since Barack Obama was running for.
I keep telling y'all, everybody doesn't deserve a mic. You all get mad at me when I say stuff like that. That was one of the worst things that social media did. Gave everybody a voice, gave everybody an opportunity to speak and be seen. Some other efforts don't need to speak, and some other efforts don't need to be seen.
For president in 2008. We need to stop.
The great John Lewis.
Right. John Lewis and Ralph Abernathy. All of these people that have paved the way for us. We are the new civil rights leaders. We got to get behind people like Ben Crump and Kamala Harris and all these people out here that's doing, like Roland Martin and all of these people that's out here, and Joy Reid. If you want to be educated, if you really want to know the truth, all you got to do is turn to MSNBC and watch Joy Reid, and she gonna give you a whole history lesson every night on MSNBC, and then after that, Rachel Maddow.
Jesse got me in here cracking up. Jesse Johnson, 86 UK. He said Medgar Evers didn't risk his life for voting. He was married by a redneck. I'm like, do y'all hear these folks? Oh my gosh. Nama X said the list of clowns at the end. That part. This is.
All you gotta do is just watch.
And it's not opinion, it's facts.
Don't do this right here.
Yeah. And now this is facts, y'all. This is facts. This is facts. You hear what they're saying? This is facts. This is facts. No, it's not, Ricky.
Don't be on the internet doing Kamala Harris like that. Yeah, I don't care what issue you got with black women. Your mama's a black woman. How about that? Let's start there. I don't care what, and I'm talking to the men right here. Your mother is a black woman. Don't forget that. Don't forget that your sister is a black woman. And as a black man, I stand proudly with Kamala Harris this morning with tears in my eyes. It means so much to me. Do you know the lady picked up the phone and called me when my son died?
See, that's appeal to emotions. That's appeal to emotions. That's a real thing. Let me Google that real quick. Appeal. I think it's called appeal. Yep. Appeal to emotion. Yep. Appeal to emotion. It says also known as argumentum and passiones. It says is a persuasive strategy that uses sensory language and imagery to evoke an emotional response from the audience. Now, my condolences to him and his family when his son passed. My condolences to them. But what does that have to do with why black people should vote for Kamala? And if you listen to his rant, a lot of that was appeal to emotion. That was appeal to authorities. He started talking about, this person and that person appeal to authorities, right? But he never in this rant told black folks why. Why should we vote for Kamala? Why is Kamala our person? Instead, what he's doing is attempting to shame black people into voting. Your mother black, your father black, everybody black, she's black, Barack Obama was black, we all black, So we need to vote for Kamala. That's what he just did. And I'm playing the full clip because I don't want people to Dr. Maat just no, this is the full clip that he put out on his YouTube page. So what he's trying to do is shame people into voting for Kamala. He's using strategies like appealing to emotions. Yeah, when my son died, she called me on the telephone. None of this. Yeah, and then she's an AKA, and then the Supreme Court Justice, she's Sigma Gamma Rho. Martin Luther. Do y'all see what's happening here? Please let me know in the chat. Is Dr. Maat going crazy over here? Because I haven't heard one fact, even though the co-host, everybody, that's facts. That's facts. No, sweetheart. No, sir. That's appeal to emotion. That's appeal to authority. I hear shaming. I haven't heard one single, and y'all listen to me. I'm not in support of Trump. I'm not a Trumper. I'm not a Kamala person. I'm not that person. I'm one of those people that say, hey, look, let me tell you what I believe. We need our own political party. That's what I've been advocating for. And we need to vote for the party, for the person who is going to execute our Black agenda, which would include, of course, reparations and promising tangibles to Black Americans. That's always been my position. So I don't want y'all to think I'm on here, I'm just bad mouthing Kamala, I'm just against Kamala. No, I'm just saying I'm not pro Kamala. And let me tell you why I'm not pro Kamala or pro Trump. None of them have promised tangibles to Black Americans at this point. So I'm not pro anybody. I'm not until Black Americans are promised tangibles, and not only promised tangibles, but are given tangibles to the Black community. That's what I care about. Shoot. Here we go, y'all.
How about that? How about how personal her and Joe Biden has been? How about Joe Biden wrote me a letter naming my grandkids and naming my son's name in a personal handwritten letter? How kind.
Emotional appeal to emotions. Appeal to emotions. Joe Biden wrote my grandchildren a letter. What does that have? Why should Black Americans vote for Kamala, Rickey? You still haven't told us.
And how thoughtful, how genuine, they're just genuine and sincere. And I love people like that. And anybody, the person that got killed at the Trump rally, who do you think called that man's wife to offer his condolences? Joe Biden did. Joe Biden did. Trump didn't call him, and he took a bullet at a Trump rally. These are kind, loving people. If you look at their policy, you'll know what's going on. We need to stop, Black people. Stop it. Stop attacking Kamala Harris. Stop it with the self-hatred. Even if you don't agree with everything she do, what do you think she can do as the vice president? She ain't not in control of the Congress and the Senate. If you know how government works, come on. Come on, we got an opportunity here of a lifetime. We'll be dead and gone, but we can say our generation, because we're not going to live ever, that we voted a Black man and a Black woman to become president of the United States.
Hold on, y'all. All I hear is appeal to emotion. An appeal to emotion, also known as argumentum and passioness. It says is a persuasive strategy that uses sensory language and imagery to evoke an emotional response from an audience. The goal is to convince the audience to feel the way the author wants them to feel, rather than using logical arguments and factual evidence. That's what I see, Rickey. Rickey Smiley. You talked about how she would be a great president. She's going to be sworn in on MLK Day. She's an AKA. The Supreme Court Justice is Sigma Gamma Rho. You talked about how she called you when your son died. You talked about how she wrote you, President Biden wrote you a letter, and a handwritten letter, and mentioned your grandchildren by name. You talked about how everyone's Black. We got the opportunity to vote her in office because she's Black. Barack Obama's Black. Everybody's Black. This is appeal to emotions, Rickey. You didn't give us any facts. You didn't tell us. You didn't give us any evidence that shows that she would be a great president. You know, not only for America, but specifically for Black people. You didn't give us any of that, Rickey. You didn't give us nothing. And then you started shaming Black folks. Oh, y'all can't vote on a bucket of chicken. Y'all can't vote on this. Y'all ain't doing this. So you use shame tactics. You appeal to authority. You started talking about Mega Evs, all kinds of people, and appeal to emotion. That's all you did in this 10-minute rant. That's all you did, Rickey. That's all you did.
United States.
We almost finished, y'all.
That's history. This is what Dr. King died for. This is what Mega Evers died for. This is what Rosa Parks went to jail for. All of the sacrifices that
Rosa Parks did not go to jail for that.
Black people had to make. Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff. All these Black people made all these sacrifices for us. Well, we can have this opportunity, and then you get a woman, now you want to question her race and question her ability and all this stuff. Why? Why are we?
So we shouldn't question her ability? We shouldn't question her race? We shouldn't question her ability? I mean, I think that they really think that Black people are stupid. They really think, family, that we are stupid. He said, y'all want to question her ability and question her race. That's what thinking people do. You question. You ask questions. It's nothing wrong with that. Dr. Amos Wilson talks about how, questioning is an intellectual tool. Intellects ask questions.
We doing this? Why are we like this? What is wrong? And I'm sitting here, I should be voting for Trump with the tax bracket that I'm in. But if I have to pay more taxes in order to do what's right, just where somebody else can have food in their mouth and do the right thing.
Libby, I'm looking on IG. Libby Warner says, she said, hold on. She said, was he crying? Libby, I'm not doing this with you, Libby. I'm not doing this with you.
Or whatever. I want to be on the right side of history. And I mean this. I'm not, I just been holding my peace. I ain't been saying nothing. But man, some of these videos are disturbing. And these memes are disturbing what we as a people doing to each other. We need to stop. We need to stop. And I'm done. We're going to have her on the show. We're going to support her on this show. We're going to support her. And I cannot wait, if God let me live to see a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated swear in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Man, as being
titles, organizations. You hear what he cared? He never said anything about why would Kamala be good for Black people? He didn't say anything. I'm telling you.
In the Greek family myself. Man, listen. Come on, y'all. Come on.
You preaching
Kamala
this morning,
Harris.
Rickey.
I'm sorry, Maria.
We with you, dog,
No,
and we
don't be.
with her. We need.
All right, let me. I can't, y'all. I can't. Next up is DL Hughley. So DL Hughley, it says DL Hughley, Kamala Harris is soaring, and she will be the Democratic nominee next POTUS. So President U.S. Here we go, y'all.
Mark Morrison, return of the Mac. So Kamala Harris is sailing despite everybody's worries and fears and doubts. Oh, she's not. We don't know, and what's going to happen. She will be the Democratic nominee for president. She's already secured enough delegates to be the nominee, and she has done that before. She even has a vice president that she's chosen yet. I have said before, I used to repeat some of the same things ad nauseum that people are right now. Oh, but she blocked up a lot of Black men. I lived in this state my whole life. I had an occasion to talk to her on several occasions. I accused her on this radio station, on this network, on the same things that people are doing right now. And once I did my research and research isn't finding answers that edify the perspective you have. Research means generally that you want to disprove the thing you believe. That's what researchers, generally, researchers try to disprove what they already believe to be true.
He's talking about falsifying and what they do in the area of science. He's talking about falsifying, right? That the objective is to falsify, but really the objective of research is to expand the body of knowledge, like in general terms, like you're researching because you want to know, right? You want to find out, you want to know, you want to find out, you want to accomplish a specific goal, and you need background. So he's talking about researchers, because you're really trying to disprove. No, DL Hughley. You know, if you read the definition, and I can pull up what I teach my students, it's not just falsifying. You're thinking about in the you know context of science, right? But it's bigger than that, right? It's not just about falsifying what you so stop it. He lost me there, but here we go.
And it's not trying to edify your perspective and find things. Kamala Harris did not, in fact, lock up the thousands of people that I said she did. I told that lie, and I have apologized to her. Not only have I apologized, I've said to her, not only am I going to keep apologizing because I think it did that much damage, I am going to do what I can do to make sure you become the 47th. At this time, I said to her when I apologized, I'm going to make sure you get elected. I didn't say re-elected. I said elected. And now here it is, that opportunity. To me, that is divine. That is something that's supposed to have happened. If you are the people right now who are misquoting her record, we are not the same. If you believe that her locking people up from weed is worse than a man who says he wants to give dope dealers the death penalty, we are not the same. If you want me to remember her past but not Trump's past, we're not the same. If you want to remind me of her record but don't want to talk about Project 2025, have you ever noticed the same black people that want to tell you she sold all these weed and locked all these people up, or tell you they don't believe that 2025 is Trump's plan for a second term? There is a
What DL Hughley doesn't understand is that, first of all, they already know who's going to win the election. I mean, y'all might say, Dr. Ma, you're a conspiracy theorist. They don't really know. Yes, they do. And secondly, Dr. Amos Wilson tells us in Blueprint for Black Power that the Democrats and the Republicans are two wings on the same plane, that whoever is sitting in that seat, it is their job to maintain white supremacy. I said it, y'all, regardless of who is in that seat. So let's look at Barack Obama. We had Barack Obama in there 8 years. How did the lives of Black Americans change? You know, I'm talking about for the better. When he was in office, what did he do to redress, you know, the things that the sufferings, the things that Black Americans went through in this country? I think that he did apologize for slavery or something like that. I want to say that he did that. But what did he do to redress the effects of slavery, the effects of failed Reconstruction, the effects of Jim Crow, the effects of systemic racism? What did he do in 8 years? What did he do? And so DL Hughley is trying to act as if Kamala is in office, then these things won't happen. You know, it won't be a Project 2025. There's certain things that won't happen if she's in office. But if she is in office, whatever agenda that the elites want her to execute, that is what she's going to do. It does not matter who is in that seat. Whoever is in that seat, they are going to execute the agenda of the elites who really run the country, right? And run the world. Okay. The president family is just a face, and the political party is just a management system. Oh my God, what did Dr. Maat just say? Oh my God, did y'all hear what I just said? Oh my goodness. Ancestors come through. Did y'all hear what I just said? The president is the face. I said a few things. I said that this country, I said, and even the world are run by elites. And they put the person, and I'm talking specifically about the president of America, they put that person in a driver's seat, and they're just the face. I said, and the political party is the management system. Do y'all understand? But the agenda is going to be the same regardless of who is in that position. Here we go, y'all. 2 more minutes.
The reason for that. If you're telling me you're not going to vote for her because she has a white husband, then we're not the same. But if you're going to say she has a white husband, you better have a black wife when you say it. Don't tell me that somebody's Latin or Asian. I think that shouldn't be the predicate anyway. But if you are accusing her marital choices, you better.
Why shouldn't it be a predicate? If you're claiming to be a Black person who's operating with Black politics, I mean, your mate should reflect that, right? Like, we should be able to see if you're Black, right? And you're saying you have Black politics, then that means that you would have a black mate, right? So you not having a black mate, why wouldn't we question that?
To make sure yours in line with the accusations you make. We are not the same if these are, well, she ain't black enough. I tell you what, she's a black woman.
No one ever said she wasn't black enough, DL.
She went to Oakland. She's from Oakland. She went to an HBCU.
I know Arabs that go to HBCUs and whites that go to HBCUs.
The AKA, she had a boyfriend named Willie. And she got a name, first name is hard for everybody to pronounce. It sounds different than it's spelled. That's black enough for me. But what I do know for sure is that she can win if we decide it is so. And if that is not your goal, we are not the same. Your we and my we are not the same. But she, everything else. I don't care about none of that. I ain't got time to Terry. What I am trying to do is to make sure that I make good on something. I wronged this woman. I lied on her and hurt her reputation. And if you tell me where was she at for 4 years, you idiot. She's the vice president of the United States of America. And the vice presidency is a ceremonial position. It's a ceremonial position. And your job as vice president is to do what the president says. You think that ain't true? Get a promotion at your job and start talking bad about your boss. See how that works out. You advise anything and you think you would tell the president what to do? It was a ceremonial position. She did what she was supposed to. Being mad at a vice president would be like being mad at the backup quarterback because the quarterback threw an interception. And you know that to be true. You are saying all these things because whatever you have on your mind, whatever your mindset is, it is not the same as mine. I don't begrudge you for how you feel, but I ain't got time to play with you. My goal is to make right something I did wrong. It is to make sure I keep my word. And I am going to do all I can to make sure that she becomes a black woman, Asian woman, AIP. I know that she's going to be, I tell you what, she's black enough to be called a DEI hire by inferior white men. She's black enough for them to challenge her intellect. She's black enough for them to call her promiscuous and say she slept her way to the top. So if you think that those things,
all right. I mean, it's just. Have y'all noticed? And let me put myself on camera. Have y'all noticed that none of these celebrities, these so-called celebrities, have given us reasons why? Even the rappers who are supporting Trump, none of them have given us legitimate reasons as to why we should cast our votes for Kamala or Trump. They haven't said anything. Like again, they're using these scare tactics. They're shaming folks. They're scare tactics, shaming folks, appeal to emotions and appeal to authority. That's what I've been hearing so far. I haven't heard one legitimate reason why we should vote for either party. I haven't heard any. I haven't heard it. If I missed it, family, if I missed it, please let me know. All right. And then you got Steve Harvey. Who invited Kamala on. Steve Harvey invited Kamala on his platform. Here we go. He invited Kamala on his platform. And he asked her some questions. And he actually, during this interview, and I only saw clips of it, family, so I'm going to watch it with you. But during this interview, he actually, and I saw the clip on Instagram and I saw it floating around on TikTok. He said, I don't care if she don't have a black agenda. I don't care if she not doing anything specifically for black people. You all still need to vote for her. I was like, wow. So I'm getting ready to listen to it with you. Here we go. Exactly. It's her thing. She said, it's a thing. Peace and love to you, sister. She said, give me something to vote for and I will do it. Come on. Facts. Here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Chairman Jones, thank you so very much for that introduction and hosting us today. Thank you very much. Shall we? Okay.
Well, how are you, Madam Vice President?
I am very well, Mr. Harvey.
You've been
how
pretty
you doing?
busy.
Yeah, I'm in these streets.
Yeah, you are, really, you are.
Uh-huh.
What's your schedule after this?
So I just flew in from Washington, D.C. After I I'd leave here. I go back to Air Force Two to go back to DC, and then about 4 hours later, I get back on the plane to go to Switzerland to do a few meetings there regarding what's happening in
DMV, did you know UMGC
I know I
tuition
don't
is
got
low
no
cost and you
commercial
pay
breaks.
$0
Y'all
for
bear with
digital
me.
materials?
in Europe, and particularly what's happening with Ukraine, and then I will do those meetings and then come right back.
Me and Marjorie going to Croatia Tuesday. That plane you on, can we use Air Force Two? That's the one. That's nice. Hey, listen, let's get started because this is important information. You and I have talked about this many times before on my show, and it's a lot of things you've been doing. This past fall, you had a Fight for Our Freedoms college tour.
Yeah.
And you talked to over 15,000 college students to expand upon all of the urgent issues that concerned us as a people. And you've been traveling across the country doing a lot of other things. And just recently, after addressing the epidemic of gun violence and women's rights, reproductive rights, and all of this that seem to have taken away, you've launched an economic opportunity tour. So tell us a little bit about this tour and why you launched it.
So I'll start by talking about where we are right now. So this hotel, many may know, was referred to as the Hotel of Hope. This was the only hotel that allowed Dr. King to speak. And it was here in this very ballroom that Dr. King gave one of his last.
Y'all see what's going on. It's just like one thing about being woke, man. It's like you start seeing through the BS, man. You start seeing through the BS, and even when other people don't see it, you see it, and so then people think that you crazy, right? Like you're out of your mind, right? When in fact you are in your mind, and it's just the opposite. You're in your mind, they're out of their mind, right? You're in your right mind, they're out of their mind. But you see how it was strategically, this event was strategically staged at this hotel, and it was tied to Dr. King. And they know that Dr. King is someone that the Black community that we hold and we revere, and we hold him in very high regard. We love him, he's ours. And so it's like, yeah, this was just listen to what's going on, family. It's called manipulation. It's called manipulation.
Speeches, I think it was the last one in his Poor People's Campaign, talking about, of course, what he was on the verge of doing, which was to merge the civil rights movement which is, of course, a movement about justice, with the movement around economic justice. And it was shortly after he was here that he was assassinated. And so the symmetry of being here as the first Black vice president of the United States to talk about the important economic opportunity for the community, something that I feel very strongly about. And so I'm doing this tour. Thank you. So I'm doing this tour mostly because I believe that for those of us who do the kind of work that our administration is doing, that President Biden and I are doing, in order for it to be real, it's got to hit the streets. And the only way that that will happen in a meaningful way is if the people are aware of what is available to them and then take advantage of that. So I wanted to come and speak to 100 Black men, to this organization, because I know who everyone here is. This is a room full of leaders of every age who can help get the word out about what we have made available, because it's so important people take advantage of what's available. So I'm doing this tour to, one, highlight the importance of speaking truth about the obstacles that have existed for access to capital, for home ownership, for Black folks, and what we are doing to actually deal with those obstacles in a way that we create opportunity. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. So, for example, what we're doing around reduction of debt forgiveness, what we are doing to address the racial wealth gap as it relates to a number of issues, including access to capital for our small businesses and entrepreneurs, what it means in terms of housing discrimination, and the work that we need to do and will continue to do to address those issues. And really, the essence of this tour is born out of a belief that
Let's stop right here real quick. Libby, you're 1,000% correct. She said Martin Luther King, Dr. King's last speech. Yes, it was, to answer your question, it was in Memphis, right? And it was at the it says he made his last speech on April the 3rd, 1968 to a crowd of striking sanitation workers at Bishop Charles Mason Temple in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm telling you, misinformation is a mother, y'all. Here we go.
People need more than just what is necessary to get by. We want to get ahead. And we know that it is important that we have reduced Black unemployment to historic lows, but that's a baseline, which is that people have a job. In our community, we also have ambition, aspirations, incredible ideas. And the division between that and actually being able to put it to use is often about access to the relationship, the capital that can take us from those good ideas to creating a business, starting a business, growing a business. So that's why I'm doing this tour.
Well, let's talk about this capital for entrepreneurs and small businesses, because that's been a really important part of your mandate here as vice president. But little do a lot of people know, you were doing this long before you even got to the White House. You have been a huge proponent about entrepreneurship dollars and stuff that's available now, and a lot of people are not aware. And there's a lot of, like you say, really brilliant people in this audience here who are entrepreneurs. The minds in this room is really startling, man. There's some really sharp people here, right? And if they only knew what was available for them. Tell us more about this work for small business and entrepreneurs.
So like you said, Steve, when I was in the United States Senate, I actually was responsible with a group of other senators for getting $12 billion more into our community banks. So the importance of community banks is they are, as they are called, they're in the community, led by members of the community. They are people who understand the capacity of the community, the needs of the community, the culture of the community. They are folks who, unlike the big banks, will see the dream that an individual has for what is possible. And instead of rejecting that dream because maybe it's something they've not heard before, they will listen to it and then give folks advice, including financial literacy advice, helping people know how to run a payroll, how to deal with inventory in a way that they can start a business and sustain that business and grow that business. So the money that we are putting in community banks is intentional in that it is there that we believe there is going to be the greatest opportunity for folks in the community to actually do the work that is about entrepreneurship. Since I've been vice president, I also created what's called the Economic Opportunity Council, and I got the big banks and big tech companies to invest private equity into community banks. And we're on track to getting $3 billion more into community banks because of that partnership. And there's a specific piece of that that's very important. You know that VCs, venture capitalists, only 2% of their investments go to Black business.
I agree. We haven't heard any mention of reparations for Black people, but I didn't expect it. I'm just going through the motions, listening to this, because y'all not giving Kamala a chance. Y'all not. I'm trying to hear where she's promising tangibles, specifically to Black Americans, because anybody can access community banks, right? Like, I'm talking about, specifics. You're talking about closing the racial wealth gap. How, if you don't promise anything, if there aren't policies put in place specifically for the economic benefit of solely Black people, how can you close the racial wealth gap? Anybody can access the community bank, right?
Businesses, right? We also know that
Navan's business
that's
travel
for
platform.
Everybody, right? The community bank is literally that's for everybody.
See, I've been in a great
so I'm
policy
just
for
trying to figure out how
Black
can you close the
folks
racial wealth gap.
1/3, I think the number is 3 times less likely to apply for business loans. And a big part of that is that nobody likes to be disappointed. right? And the feeling, rightly, after so many things can disappoint, that I don't want to go for it and then be rejected. So again, putting the money into community banks is about putting it into a place where people can walk in with a sense of dignity that is respected to actually be able to have access to capital. So we're doing that. The other piece that we have done is from the day that we came in office as an administration, President Biden and I made a commitment that we would increase federal government contracts by 50% to minority-owned businesses. And understand what that means. Once you get a federal contract, it's usually for 5 years, and you can renew it for 10, 20, 30 years. So, Steve, unless somebody messes that thing up, it's yours for a very long time, which is going to be a source of incredible wealth growing opportunity for yourself, for your family, and for your community. So these are some of the things we've done around access to capital.
Check this out, family. Shout out to Brother Daryl Jackson. He talked about, now she's talking about all these community banks. Did you all hear about what she did with the Freedmen's Bank? And Daryl said what she did with the Freedmen's Bank, I'm going to put his comment up. He's 1,000% correct. He said she's on here like, yeah, we're putting millions of dollars in the community banks to give entrepreneurs, a chance and to give them a shot. But she didn't talk about what she did to Freedmen's Bank. What she did to Freedmen's Bank. It says right here, what she did to Freedmen's Bank was horrible. She keeps portraying the Black community. Y'all know she opened it up for everybody, right? She opened it up for everybody. She said all minorities. She said Hispanics. Daryl Jackson, tell me if I'm correct, because I remember reading about that. She opened up Freedmen's Bank, man. It was something that was put in place for Black Americans, specifically Black Americans, and she opened it up to everybody. Asians, Hispanics, everybody can access Freedmen's Bank now. Brother Daryl Jackson, tell me if I got it correct. That's what you're talking about, right? That's what you're talking about.
To address the disparities that have for too long existed. And I put this all in the context of another reason I'm doing this tour. Since we came in office, we passed the bipartisan infrastructure law. We are putting billions of dollars on the streets of America to upgrade sidewalks, roads, bridges, freeways. Do you know that over 90% of construction companies employ 20 or fewer people? Those are small businesses. Think about, we are putting over $1 trillion, by my calculation, on the streets of America over the next 10 years to invest in a clean energy economy, adaptation and resilience to extreme climate occurrences, federal contracts. What we are doing with the CHIPS and Science Act, we are investing in semiconductor manufacturing here in the United States because we know, and we learned, if we didn't know before during the pandemic, this supply chain thing can really mess you up. And we need domestic production and manufacturing of some of these essential needs. So in the last 3 years, our accomplishments around growing the economy of America in a broad-based economic policy means putting trillions of federal dollars into the economy, which will require for it to be meaningful, folks to take up those contracts to do the work that is about building up our nation. So that's part of why I'm here, is to ask everyone here, help me get out the word of what we are doing, and that the Small Business Administration, as an example, and we have representatives here, we have the Deputy Secretary of Commerce here, the Deputy Secretary of Treasury here, help get the word.
This part, your average logical thinker, she says she won't talk about the funds given to Israel and the Ukraine. You heard about this? She didn't mention any of that. And did you all just hear how, and I just got the article from one of my elders. Did you all just hear that there was some soldiers that got brought up on charges, male soldiers. They were raping male Palestinian, I can't say that word on social media. They were ARPing, if y'all know what I'm talking about, Palestinian prisoners, male Palestinian prisoners. And it's an uproar right now because they were brought up on charges and they're trying to get the guys released. And they're like, so what? We're at war. Anything goes. I'm telling y'all, if you don't believe me, I can drop the link to the article in the chat. They literally some Israeli soldiers, they ordered some male Palestinians. It's been all over the news. It's been all over the news. And your average logical think you 1,000% correct. She won't talk about the funds that are given to Israel and Ukraine, though. Facts.
Word out about what is available, because too often, like I said, Black folks are 3 times less likely to apply for these things. But we got to let people know that it's there so that they will apply and take advantage of what we are doing, including we have finally gotten rid of the prohibition on people with a criminal record being able to apply for SBA loans. We just got rid of that. So now, for those who are formally incarcerated or who have a conviction for a crime, that will no longer prohibit people from being eligible for small business loans. Help me get the word out. That's why I'm here.
Say that. Listen to that.
Well, that's good, because you might as well be able to get a small business loan, because you can be president too with a criminal record. So that's a nice exchange. Ain't that about it?
Yeah.
You know, look, I've been reading this paper because I got to stay I got a headache trying to stay on course. So just let me go off this paper for a minute. Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing...
See, this is the part I was waiting for, y'all. You hear them? Why you ain't asking? Steve, we know that it's scripted. We know that they told you what to ask, and you didn't ask any hard questions. And I don't even understand, Steve, why you are asking the questions. You're not a political commentator. That's not your lane. You're a comedian. You tell jokes, right? You're an expert at reading the room to make people laugh, right? So I don't even understand why you're there. Well, I do understand why you're there.
On a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for Black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it this for Black people and expect to get in the White House.
Oh my goodness. No one is saying that she need to come out, that she's going to run on a campaign and run on a Black agenda and try to be the president of the United States. But have y'all noticed that they promised tangibles to all other groups, immigrant groups, LGBTQ, Hispanic, Asian. But then when it comes to Black folk, no one can present an agenda that is specific to Black people. Did you all just hear what he said? Let's listen to him one more time, y'all, please. Let's listen to him one more time. Here we go.
Because I got to stay I got a headache trying to stay on course. So just let me go off this paper for a minute. Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for Black people. Can't nobody...
Stop the foolishness about what you're doing. It's like, man, these so-called celebrities want us to just shut up, fall in line, vote, and don't ask for nothing. Don't ask no questions. Just vote. Shut up. Don't ask any questions. Vote. Don't demand anything. Don't ask anything. Shut up and vote. That's what these Black celebrities are telling us. That's what they're saying. He said it.
Come out with no agenda and call it this for Black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different, y'all.
Now it's playing the game different. We've always had to play the game, man. No one, and that is the game, really. That is the game. Whoever gets in that seat can never promise anything to Black folks. I'm telling you, they can't do it. You could promise money to Israel, money for the Ukraine, money for the Israel, Asians, Hispanics, the immigrants. You could promise LGBT. Don't do it for Black folks. We got to play the game. Shh.
I know what this is. So now this next question is another lob for her to dump. Because they done a lot, man. But we see, I'm on this radio show. I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting if they not doing nothing for us.
Yes, no, we're not. Yes. People are tired. Yes, they need to do something for us. I agree.
Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show they know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how are we going to ask for something next time?
Oh my God. Did you all just hear what he said? If y'all don't vote, they're going to show the women, they're going to show the age, they're going to show the race. If y'all don't vote, how can you ask for something the next time? And then the next time is going to become the next time. Then the next time is going to become the next time. Then the next time is going to become the next time. We're tired, man. Did y'all just hear what he said? It's true. It's true. He just said the damn next time. Y'all, I'm not going to rewind it. Y'all heard what he said. They're going to show that y'all ain't vote. And then how y'all going to ask for something the next time? Steve, voting is quid pro quo. Somebody should send Steve a copy of Dr. Claude Anderson book Powernomics. Someone should mail. If you all send me his mailing address, matter of fact, I'll look it up. I'm going to mail him Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson, who made it clear in that book that voting is quid pro quo. It's transactional. You vote for someone who's giving you something. You don't vote for someone and say, hey, I'll ask you for something the next time around. You ask for something now. That person makes a commitment to what you're asking, or there's a compromise made, and then you cast your vote. See, this is what happens when you let comedians sit up there and give advice on politics.
If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations and you don't vote.
No one's going to give you reparations if you don't vote. So he's saying that you need to vote and then ask for reparations. That hasn't worked for us, Steve. That hasn't worked for us. Black people, we've been voting since we've gotten the right to vote. So we vote and then we ask for reparations.
Why you think they finna give us some money? No how, man. I hope they do. They owe us. I go down there.
Now it's a joke. Now it's a joke.
I'm sorry. Madam, I know I ain't coming back next year. I already appreciate y'all having me. Madam Vice President, this is another part of this conversation because it affects us all.
All right, that was the part, family. That was the part that I was waiting on for Steve Harvey. That was the part right there that I was waiting on. I saw the clip floating around, when he said it, but how sometimes you see a clip is like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you want to understand the full context of it. So I wanted to start the Steve Harvey clip at the beginning and watch it until this part so I could understand what was going on, around the time that he made those statements. So basically, Steve Harvey is saying the same thing that D.L. Hughley's saying. They just want us to vote, right? Just vote, okay? Vote and then ask for something later. Vote to show that we support and then ask for stuff later. So that's Steve Harvey's position. Steve Harvey's position is vote, then ask for something. That's his position, and he made that clear. So my last clip that I'm going to play for you all is this clip right here. I was utterly disgusted when I listened to this Breakfast Club interview with Michael Rubin. And I'm not aware of Michael Rubin, but obviously, like, he's a big wig in the music industry. When I heard the last name Rubin, I thought about Rick Rubin, who was one of the founders of Def Jam. He was one of the founders of Def Jam. And could you all let me know in the chat if they are related? Like, I don't know if he's the brother of Rick Rubin, the co-founder of Def Jam. So I don't know if he's if he's like his brother, but I do know that Michael Rubin is like really, really big in the music industry, has a lot of power. And so anyway, Michael Rubin, he goes on the Breakfast Club. He's sitting down with Charlemagne the God. And all of a sudden, he starts talking about how like he wants to see everybody win. He wants everybody happy. He wants everybody to be successful. Like everyone who's around him. He's like, I want you to be successful. I want you to win. I want everybody to be happy. And then he goes on to say, well, that's what I don't like about Black culture. In Black culture, you have Black on Black hate. Now, Charlemagne gave him a little bit of pushback. Charlemagne said, well, doesn't that happen in all cultures? And he kind of was like, yeah, whatever, like, yeah. And so then Charlemagne was like, well, expound on that. And so Charlemagne did not give him, in my opinion, enough pushback. Charlemagne should have stopped him in his tracks and said, look, I will not sit here and allow you to critique Black culture. You're not qualified. You're not even a part of Black culture, and your close proximity to Blackness because you work with athletes or musicians or entertainers does not qualify you to criticize or critique Black culture. That's what he should have done. He sat there shaking his head, listening to him, and sat there and let this man go in. Yeah, it's hate on. I don't like that in Black culture, man. You know, it's a lot of Black on Black hate. And then he started talking about anti-Semitism. He started talking about anti-Semitism. And he was saying, yeah, you know, it's a lot of Jewish hate. He went in, he said all that type of stuff, but he didn't talk about anti-Black racism. He went on the Black community talking about how we hate on each other. And Charlemagne did not give him, in my opinion, enough pushback. So what I'm going to do, matter of fact, because I want to play the whole thing, but I know the Breakfast Club, honey, the Breakfast Club, they will give me, I know they're going to give me a copyright strike. I know they're going to give me a copyright strike. So what I'm going to do is play it on my phone. I'm going to hold the picture and play it on my phone so you all can hear it. This is at 23:38. Hold on. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Listen to what he said.
Like, that is the one thing I've learned about, you know, and look, I'm just being blunt because it's me. It's the one thing I've learned about Black culture that I don't like is that Black hate on hate.
Speak on that more. I heard you say that earlier, and I wanted you to.
Y'all just heard what he said. The one thing I don't like about Black culture is Black hate on hate. What are you talking about? That's not Black culture. Black people hating on each other. That's not Black culture. And so Charlemagne says, I heard you say that earlier. Speak on it. Here we go.
Expound on that. You said you don't like to see Black people tearing down other Black people.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like, like it's horrible. Like, why? Like, I want to support every. Look, you guys, two of you guys know me pretty well. Mm-hmm. Anything I can ever help with, I'm always there. Mm-hmm. I always want to be helpful. I feel lucky and fortunate to do what I do every day. To be as, you know, whatever success I've had, I feel blessed to do that. And I want to give back in every way I can. You know, in business and in charitable things, I'm always trying to be helpful. Like, why does someone want to bring somebody else down? Let's try to build everybody up. Like, you know, I'd be more excited if, you know, I'd be more excited to see one of my friends do something that's 99% less meaningful to me, but it would be really meaningful to them because I want them to do great. I want everyone around me to do great. Mm-hmm. I don't like watching, you know, there's a little bit, and you tell me, you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think there's a little bit of a Black culture of like, it's Black hate on hate. It's like that Black judge that Meek had that hated on him and wanted to go extra hard on him.
Black hate on hate. Did y'all hear what he's saying? That's one thing I don't like about Black culture. I don't like about Black culture because the Black hate on hate. Dude, in every culture, you have people that dislike, that people that are within the culture dislike or hate on other people within the culture. That's in every culture. That's not a behavior that is just endemic to Black people. In every culture, you got people that don't like each other. Do y'all ever watch crime shows with white folks? In every culture, you have people that hate each other. It's in Black culture, Asian culture, Hispanic culture, white culture. In every culture, you have people within the culture who hate each other, who don't like each other, who unalive each other. It happens. Have y'all watched crime shows? Or is it just me? That's what I don't like about black culture, that black hate on hate. And Charlemagne is sitting there giving this dude a platform to promote a falsehood first and foremost about black people, and giving an unqualified person a platform to critique black people. Do y'all hear this? To denigrate black people and black culture. Here we go. This ain't it.
On him. Okay, it's it's what people always say to me. It's like black hate on hate. So I think it's terrible. I think it's something that I think it's culturally wrong. And I'll probably get killed for saying this because
I'm glad you're saying it openly. If this is the conversations that are being had.
You heard what he just said? You heard what Charlemagne said? I'm glad you saying it openly. If these, oh my God.
I want to hear this. Yeah, so I think it's wrong. I think, why do you not want to build everyone up around you? Why do you not want everyone around you to do great? The best way for everyone to do great is to push each other up. Okay, I'm always pushing everyone around me. It's why I spend a quarter of my days helping other people, because I want them to do great. And by the way, it's why people always, if you think about this, no one ever came at me before last year. Okay, last year we had the bunny hops you brought up. Mm-hmm. You brought up the
little baby from the back.
Right? Okay, which are each completely made up. None of these things had any real, they weren't real. They were made up to hurt people. Okay, yet everyone still comes out for me because they're real, authentic relationships, and I want to help everyone in every way I can. So, to me, if I could say one thing, let's everyone go out with a positive energy, try to make everyone do great around us and build people up. Let's not try to bring people down. You don't do better by taking your competition down. You do better by pushing everyone up together. You want all the wind behind your back.
So when you see black people tearing other black people down, in your mind, you be like, I would never do business with that person because of how they treat their own
gosh,
people.
I don't see I don't really see the people I'm around tearing people down. What I see is the conversations that we have about people trying to tear them down. And I think even if
Meek brings that up a lot.
Meek doesn't bring it up a lot, but I'll bring it up to Meek and be like, look, when you grow up the way Meek did it, you grow up the way Baby did it, these guys are tough, okay? You grow up, you didn't even think you were going to make it to the age you are today. You're coming out of a pretty violent background. I think you feel fortunate, but I think the reality is they're aware that there's a lot of hate that comes with their success. Even if someone's trying to get out. I grew up in a ruthless environment, and I don't, I'm trying to improve the people that are around me. It's then the people that you grew up with, they're mad, they want to take you down because you don't have the same people around you. How about you want to grow and you expand? And doesn't mean you don't want to help the people around you. Meek does so much for his community. A completely different situation, but Baby does so much for his community. So that whole thing really does bother me because I think it's wrong, and I think it's culturally hurting the outcome of the black community. I think it would be much better if everyone tried to.
Do y'all hear how he's trying to make it seem like it's a cultural phenomenon? It's hurt the culture in the black community. This is hurting black people culturally. So as if this is a part of, black on black hate, he's promoting it and saying, first of all, there's no such thing as black on black hate. But now it's first it was black on black crime. Now they're promoting this thing called black on black hate and trying to make it seem like it's a cultural phenomenon. You hear what he just said?
Push each other up.
Are there examples of that in the white community?
Let's keep it. Look. I'm Jewish. I'm not remotely religious.
Okay, in the Jewish community.
Oh my God! So Charlemagne pushed back a little and says, "Well, are there other examples? In the white community?" He didn't say yes or no. He just said, "Well, wait a minute. I'm Jewish." He never said, "Well, that happens." Yes, Charlemagne. To answer your question, it does happen in other cultures. He never acknowledged it.
I'm not remotely religious. Okay, it's just who I am. Never have been. Okay, but the hate toward Jewish people now, it's horrible. And
now it's the hate towards Jewish people, not that hate happens within the Jewish community. Now the conversation segues. So first it's black on black hate and how that is a cultural thing within the black community. And then when Charlemagne says, hey, are there examples in the white community? He doesn't say yes or no. He says, well, I'm Jewish. Then he starts talking about how there's hate towards Jews, but there's, he's not saying if there's hate. He's not acknowledging if there are other Jewish people who hate other Jewish people. He's not saying that. Listen to this stuff, man. This is, oh boy.
It does not affect it. I feel more bad for my daughter. You see, she's going to USC next year, and you have you have situations where people can't even get into their college because Cornell in New York City, not in New York City, Columbia in New York City, literally couldn't even control and make it safe for Jewish students to be there. Like, why is this good? This is horrible. Like, we all want to bring people together. By the way, why do I want to do Fanatics Fest? Because I want to bring tens of thousands of sports fans together. Why is sports great? Because it brings community together. Hate is bad. Any type of hate sucks. It's why my dear friend Robert Kraft started the Blue Square to eliminate.
All right. Okay.
If you say in life, if we could just get people to always support each other.
Oh my God. Okay. I can't take anymore. So anyway, family, I say all that to say, and I'm going to get ready to close up. These Black celebrities are showing us who they are. And Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time, not the second time, not the third time, not the fourth time. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So now that these celebrities are revealing to you exactly who they are, what do we as a collective plan on doing? And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm withdrawing my support from them. So no, I won't be going to a Steve Harvey stand-up show or Rickey Smiley or DL Hughley show. No, I'm not going to watch any movie or listen to any radio show or podcast that features them. See, that's what we need to be doing. When you got so-called Black celebrities who are lambasting the Black community, speaking down to the Black community, we need to speak with our actions. And that action needs to be to withdraw all of our support. These are people who don't deserve our support. Don't click on their videos. Don't go to their shows. Don't watch their movies. Don't watch their sitcoms. And when they start seeing the ratings fall, they say, dang, these Black folks are serious. Maybe I do have to be mindful of what I say. See, we created a climate where people feel like they can say anything about Black people. Let me say that one more time. We've created a climate where people feel like they can say anything to Black people and they can do anything to Black people. But when Black people start withdrawing support and identify and ostracize these individuals, and we withdraw our support, people will say, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said that about Black folks. Maybe I had to be mindful of what I say and do to Black people. See, we have to respond and not respond just with words, but with our actions. We also, family, need to redefine what it means to be a Black celebrity. And being a Black celebrity, the definition of being a Black celebrity should be tied to our liberation, our independence, and our sovereignty. I'm sorry, self-determination and sovereignty. Yes, of course. But when I think of independence, I think of sovereignty. So to me, they're like synonymous. But let me say that again. Whatever that definition is on what a Black celebrity is or what it means to be a Black celebrity, that definition has to be tied to our liberation, our independence, and our sovereignty and our self-determination. If it's not tied to those things, these people aren't our celebrities. If it's not tied to the advancement of our people, our collective advancement, these aren't Black celebrities. See, to me, and yes, I titled this Black celebrities, but to me, these aren't Black celebrities. It's not. Steve Harvey is not a Black celebrity to me. DL Hughley is not a Black celebrity to me. Rickey Smiley, Charlamagne the God, and them, they aren't Black celebrities to me because they aren't doing anything that is pushing us in the direction of liberation and sovereignty. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. See, people, let me give you my examples. Let me tell you who's my Black celebrity. Look him up. Dean DeLoach, Eugene DeLoach of Morgan State University. He was the first dean. He fought the state to bring the engineering program to Morgan because at that particular time in the early 1980s, they did not think that Black kids could learn engineering. So they wanted to put the program, they wanted to split it between Towson University and UMBC. What do both of those universities have in common? Both of them are predominantly white universities. Okay. So they didn't believe that Black children, Black students were able to learn, were capable of learning engineering. And he fought the state tooth and nail until they established it. And actually, they compromised. They gave us some of the programs, and I believe they gave some of the programs to UMBC. So there was a compromise. I think 3 of the disciplines came to Morgan State. The other 3 disciplines went to UMBC. He established a program in 1984, and he graduated over 3,000 Black engineers. See, that's my Black celebrity. That's a Black celebrity to me. Harriet Tubman is a Black celebrity. Nat Turner is a Black celebrity. Marcus Garvey, peace be upon his soul. We just celebrated his birthday yesterday. He's a Black celebrity. Dr. Amos Wilson's a Black celebrity. Dr. Asa Hilliard, Black celebrity. Dr. Jacob Carruthers, Black celebrity. Some of the people that are with us today, Anthony T. Browder, Black celebrity. Dr. Wade Nobles, Black celebrity. Baba Baruti, Mama Baruti, Ashwar Kwesi, Mary Ra Kwesi. Black celebrities. It's Black celebrities around us now. But see, y'all are looking at the TV to find your Black celebrities. You're looking at the TV. You're looking at the sports. Oh, that's a Black celebrity. The guy that's dribbling the basketball, that's a Black celebrity. Throwing the football, in the boxing ring, in the movies, popular on social media. Those are your Black celebrities. No, Black celebrity can't just be because you have fame and you have some riches. That ain't that. A Black celebrity is someone in the Black community, that is pushing us in the direction of liberation and sovereignty. That is a Black celebrity. Booker T. Washington, Black celebrity. Ida B. Wells, Black celebrity. Fannie Lou Hamer, Black celebrity. Malcolm X, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Black celebrities. And if you're not pushing us in the direction of liberation and sovereignty, if you're not pushing us in the direction of independence, if you're not pushing us in the direction of self-determination, you are not a Black celebrity. Family, I appreciate you pulling up on me. Family. I'll be live again. I will be live again, but let me go ahead and play this outro. Shout out to my man, Cess Fifth.
Says Fifth, keep raising the consciousness with your choosing light.
Appreciate you all tuning in.
Our time is now. It's only right for us to give our people the
Make sure
code.
before you get out of here, you thumb up the video. Thumb it up.
Black commandments.
We've been programmed for years. It's time we wrote our own manual to rise above, follow code, and get tangibles. A step-by-step scripture for us to get our people intact. Bring my art back. Rule number 1, I will always love myself. That's the core to the wisdom, strength, beauty, and health. Eat good, live long, think abundance and wealth. Most of all, make sure my experience felt. Number 2, Black first. Go hard for the group. Check the date. We've been conquered by Urugu. They raped and killed the planet for resources and goods, but as soon as we get on cold, the whole earth gonna be good. Number 3, warrior mode, protect community, physically, mentally, financially. Remember how they did us back in Black Wall Street. See, they ain't playing fair, we gotta train like Marines. Number 4, protect your fam at all costs. These cowards shoot kids and fake cry in court. The 5th is the key to us ending this war. We gotta share resources, show each other support. And on 6, I commit to educate my people. Ignorance is bliss, but intelligence is regal. 7 on my side, I'm gonna fight for my people. Maroon in my blood, I am not your good Negro. More like Bass Reeves, Jack Johnson, John Horse. Nice with the pistol, hand in hand, knife work. 8 live great cause the babies is watching. It's only right we show them more positive role models. And 9 is to be a better person every day. Promise to keep growing and learning in every way. Promise to live today better than yesterday. You see, heaven on earth is for those who partake. Number 10, I'm gonna leave a legacy and send power and enlightenment to all my future kin. Lead a planet better for generations to win and carry a pure heart so the gods let me back in.